Hi, this is Kevin C. Mason from Jack Monkey Games, and I'm here to tell you about Roll versus Roll and how you can use these cards in your already existing campaign. Now, the goal of Roll versus Roll is to allow the players to do character development or to give them an incentive to do so without the GM's direct interaction, basically freeing up time. So, before we start, let's meet the players. The best thing about Roll versus Roll is that it fits all levels of characters in almost any system. First off, we have Jade. Now, Jade's character is Lava. Now, Lava is a former space pirate. She's greedy, she's manipulative, she's the con artist. Loyal? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, Jade is an experienced member of the group. She loves character development. She's always adding something to the plotline. Her characters are extremely well developed. She has a very clear idea of what their motivations are, even if she hasn't told the rest of the group yet. Now, her boyfriend, Ilya, which, by the way, we love him to death, he's new to the group. Now, he's not familiar with the system, so I handed him a pre-generated character. Now, this particular character is a former member of the Church of Illumination, and he's a hacker, so he's a former bad guy. So now, I've handed him this character sheet. There's no character development whatsoever. I mean, it's just a bunch of scribbles on a piece of paper. And his job is to try and figure that out. This is how Roll versus Roll comes into play. First thing we do is that we deal out 3 cards to each of the players. Now, they're going to want to keep this hidden from the other players, though for new players, they may want to ask for help, though they're going to get the minimum points. Now, Jade, she got Greed, Rage, and Jack Monkey, the backstab card. Now, for Lava, all 3 of these cards seem to fit, so she's lucked out. So the first card, Greed. This really fits with her character. She might want to choose this because the idea of playing this card throughout the game really fits. Her character's greedy. There's a really high chance that she's going to get maximum points by playing the Greed card. However, she's decided she wants to develop her character a little bit more. Rage. Now, this is the card where you just lose it. It doesn't quite fit her character, but the situation might work. And then the third one is Jack Monkey, the backstab card. Now, this really fits her character. In fact, the first 5 minutes of Lava being in the campaign was, well, she shot her ex-fiancé in the back. By the way, the fact that he was an ex was still news. She's decided that she wants to do the Rage card. So what she's going to do is that throughout the game, if she can find a point where it may be appropriate for her to just lose it, to get absolutely enraged, she may get some points. Next we have Ilya. Now remember, he's still new to the game system. The 3 cards that he got, which are Taking Care of the Equipment, Faith, and Personal Image, also kind of fit. So taking care of equipment, he's decided that that's probably not a good idea because he doesn't even know what half this stuff does yet. So he really can't enact, repairing his gun or his computer or other things like that. Faith. Now, he thought at first that this might be a good idea. After all, he is from the church. So Faith card is about either crisis of faith or being very loyal to your faith. But he hasn't decided yet, so he's going to leave this card behind. So the card he's going to choose is Personal Image. This is the card where you make a really good description of your character, so this way the other players know what you look like. This is really fitting, mainly because, well, he's a new player. Now, remember the goal is to do this as subtly as possible, because at the end of the game, the other players will try to guess which card you've finally picked. And you get points based on how well you're able to, fit this into your character. Now, during the game, Lava encountered some space pirates, and she just lost it. So instead of going and saying, I rolled a hit, she goes into a long description about how enraged she is. She is shooting everybody, no mercy. She is yelling and screaming, I will never rejoin the crew. Obviously, she knows them. There's some history. Well, this adds to the character and, honestly, makes it far more enjoyable. Now, Ilya's character. There's a moment in the game where he gets to do some hacking. Now, instead of just going and saying, I rolled a hack, he goes into a better description. He talks about his leather jacket. He talks about that he's wearing a hoodie. He talks about how he's wearing his, about how the code flies in front of his face in a holographic projection. This really adds to the character. This really makes it so the other players can understand better. So, at the end of the game, everyone's asked, well, which character or which card did they pick? Well, only one player was able to guess that Jade was using the Rage card. It really fit her character, but because she had lost it so much, it fooled most of the people because it fit, but someone says, that's Rage. So she was only get 2 points out of the 3. Now, Ilya, nobody guessed that Ilya had picked the personal image card, but his description was really good. So he fulfilled the requirements of the card, and yet no one guessed. So he gets 3 points.